Here we are, it's the next part of my trip, and it's the first day that there's not been a single flake of snow in sight, which means this beard finally come off. What are we doing tonight? Well, it's actually Pokemon Day in Japan. It's February 27th. So I'm going to go to the Pokemon Center. I don't think there's anything on, but I'm going to go, just in case there is. And then we're going to get some food. Smaller store. So it might be that they got retro music to Pokemon Day, because I've never heard retro music at the Pokemon store before. That's what I'm going to go for. So when I was right next to the store, which I didn't know was here. On my list of living Sendai city, but everything you need is McDonald's. No, it's B-sides. Then of course you can finish it off with a trip to Don Quixote to get you know what. Now for the first steak I've had in Japan. The last thing that any big city in Japan is going to have is random shrines that you're just going to come across as you're walking. So Sendai has it all when you need your big city comforts, other than a Wendy. Now going back in time, I've just arrived in my room in Sendai, and Sendai I found was actually one of the most expensive places on my trip to stay in, but it was a nice big city that was central between some places I was going, so I wanted to spend the time there, spend a bit of extra money, and I'm impressed with the room for it. I need to ask for another pillow again, big surprise, but there's a sofa. I've only stayed in one other hotel that has a sofa and a chair, and it's obviously got a desk as well, so I'm going to make use of that. That's very good for me. Little fridge. Kettle, no microwave. I hope it's a microwave somewhere. In the bathroom. It's massive. It's like there's actually space. I can step in this bathroom and not. I can like stretch my legs. No other Japanese bathroom you can do. Oh, and that bath is Western sized. Cost me a little bit extra to stay here, but I'm happy with it. And some stay for 6 days. I've got 11,000 yen of vouchers to spend, so not that bad at the end of the day. And the view is a lovely car park. Lovely. However, I did have to get a room change because there's this little sound that was playing from this that couldn't be stopped, and luckily they had a spare one. Hello, and it's my first day to go out and explore Sendai. I did shade because there was no snow yesterday, and in fact it's 16 degrees today compared to me being in negative temperatures the last few days. So I don't even need my winter coat anymore. So that's shocking. Let's go and see what there is in Sendai. Like any big street, they go straight. If we walk to the end of this park, there is something special for me. There's quite a few of these around Sendai. There's something to do. Let's go. About 5 of these, so you can buy more of them. Way to a temple. These very curious things. Not even the station area. My first destination is a temple, which is well known. And on the way to it, just on Google, is another one, which is already beautiful. And just the trees and everything. I can hear a noise in the background somewhere. And after a walk up a little hill, we find ourselves at the main event, Suihoden. I'm going to read my pamphlet and then take a look. So here the main gate is called Nehamon, and it means enlightenment. So presumably you walk through it, you get enlightened. And that's why we have to walk through the side door. No enlightenment for visitors. One of the main attractions is the Suihoden behind me here, which is not quite looking like its usual self, but I knew this one ahead of time going in. You can still just about see through the plastic. But oh, this is really nice as well. I really like this gate. One thing you must always do in Japanese temples is look up, because I like that gate. And then there's this beautiful bird carving here, which I wouldn't have seen otherwise. Just off the side of the main event, there's this statue here. Note here, all the doors are a little too short for me. It's definitely a very peaceful area. On the one side you've got the lovely trees, on the other side you've got another temple to visit. It is paid to get in, 600 yen approximately, but that's not too much for some quiet away from the city. Though I take it back, this isn't a temple, this is a mausoleum to Date Taramune, who was a Sendai lord, essentially, in about 500 years ago, and it's so colourful. I love all the colours. And then right next to the mausoleum, all around, are tombs to other important people from Sendai. Well, the feudal lords and all that. And part of the reasons these look so fresh is they were destroyed in the war, 1945, and then rebuilt in 1985, so this is a recreation, but it's a... Can't throw on YouTube, it's a beautiful one. And there's two right side by side. Unlike so much of Japan, it's an honor system to get in and out of there. This is the exit. The entrance is just that way, so you could just walk up through the exit if you wanted, but no, we paid our dues. Now I'm halfway to walking to my next destination on our list, and there's just a beautiful, massive open river plain, which I imagine is just a big old floodplain, but it's the sun reflecting on it. A single palm tree, it's quite beautiful. And the fun part is, I found it because I went in entirely the wrong direction. I needed to go across that bridge. So, off we go. Now, I'm at the site of Sendai Castle, although this castle doesn't actually stand anymore. It's just where it used to stand, and there's a little walk that you can go on to get to it, and a little statue. So, we're going to take a look at the ground. It's a nice green area again, just to explore. And there's a lot of flies that way. You can't see on camera, so mask on. Not like that. Not visiting today. Looks closed, but cool look. So maybe we've got a detour. Walking to the site now. It is a very uphill climb to the castle. Be prepared. Almost at the summit now. And there's the first snow in Sendai, all the way up here. Finally near the top, and there's a lovely torii gate to mark the entrance here, which is a really big one actually. And now that we've made the climb, there is the old castle area behind me with some cool things, but more than that is of course a lovely, lovely view of the entirety of Sendai. Now from here I can just about see the Sendai Daikanon in the distance, but I didn't actually know it existed until I'd literally seen it and googled Sendai white massive statue. So I might go and have a look at that one day, because that is strange. The fact that I can see it from this far away, there's like, you can see mountains and then a statue. And of course the main thing here is can't be closed, but things need to go under repairs. May as well be now. And from up here we can see that that forest is the last place that I went to. The temple was buried in there. of a lovely sunset on the walk back. That's all that we're doing on the first day of Sendai, but there's a lot more to see. Let's figure it out. For my next day trip from Sendai, we were at Matsushi, which is just an hour and 400 yen on the train, and already it's a lovely view ahead. Now the sun is shining, the grass looks like it's really thirsty, and we're about to see the bay and the sea and all the lovely things around there. But there is one thing in this park that we need to have a look at before then. And that is these two lapless chilling here, which is actually just a really very subtle one of these I've seen. It's really cool. Now this particular bay is known for all of these little tiny islands with forestation on them. There's a few we can set a foot on. That one is lost to mankind. But just across this road we're going to find the top rated island on TripAdvisor. Such as this one, we're going to go and have a little explore now. Immediately there was what was quite a detailed statue from the looks of it, but now it just has thousands of people again, just etched on and all around it. It's really cool. So these islands have shrines, they have yen places, they have weird collections of pine cones, and you can see how the trees are just seemingly growing out of nowhere. I've just taken a few steps upwards and it gets me to the highest point almost on this island, and it reveals such a wonderful view behind it. Just the clear water that stretches out forever, the different dotted islands you can see. What a lovely place. So it's easy to miss, but this hexagonal structure here was built over 100 years ago, but inside it is a pillar that was built over 800 years ago, which is crazy on this island. And from this point in the island, in the distance, we can just about make out the red bridge we're going to be going on pretty shortly, as it leads to a much bigger island we can explore. This one has a lot going on for the size of it, but that's next. Although this was higher rated on TripAdvisor, so tell me in the comments what you think's better. But nope, not left that island yet. And here, just a little bit on, there's a bunch of massive engravings in these rocks and then statues within them. And there must be hundreds of statues just in this little part here. I say hundreds, I'm being big on numbers today, but there's probably 100. Now I've come to the northern face of this island, and interestingly there's no barriers here. You can just jump in the ocean if you felt so inclined. Most places have barriers, but here, nope. And here again is another area with just stone carvings into the walls, different things going on, even all the way up there, and somewhere we can walk through. Is this the path, or is this a dark cave leading toward destruction? There is an echo. Is it too tall for me? Okay, in the middle, just about making it okay. And then it's just the path back to the bridge. We're done. Next island. unlike the other bridge, there was a 200 yen toll for this one, but I think that's going to be a pretty low price for what we're seeing, hopefully. We touched it. And we're on, and my hair is a mess because it's very windy. But there's a lot more of a clear path on this one. There's a few destinations to check out beyond just looking out at the sea. Having walked across half the island, I think I can agree with TripAdvisor's assessment. This island's bigger, still worth visiting for 200 yen. There's a lot less history to it. So, still worth seeing, still enjoying it. But TripAdvisor was on the money. Who'd have thought? The end of the path to find a slightly shredded view. You can see the city a bit more. On my way back to my final destination, I just come across some of the streets a little bit back from the sea, and it just feels lovely. The ground is just a lovely pattern. I don't know, what a nice place to walk. Single spot of snow. There is a very old temple there, but I decided not to visit today. And instead just have a wander down this street, which just looks absolutely delightful. It's a very small street, but it's nice. There's a few things you can stop in on the way if you feel like it, but I am good to get on to my next activity now. Right next to the train station. So my next activity takes me right next to this random train station to see Lapras and P and, well, I've got the wrong name, Plussel. There's here, and there's a walk for 45 minutes. I'm going to go to get another one, and then maybe another one, but that's like an hour, so I'm probably not going to do that one. There's 5 in this area, but they're 2 spread apart without a car. So there's this one, and the next one's easy, and then that might be it for my day. And here we are. We have found Lapras and Horsey, and that will mark the last of the poker lids I'm going for in Sendai. Though I have 2 more here. One is 8 minutes walk away, and I just walked 45 minutes, so I'm not into it. The other one is not accessible by foot. It's well out there. You need a car to get to it, so that's off. But I've got 3 of them. The last thing I did in Sendai was go to Yamadera Temple, but that's for the next video. Thanks for watching this one.